Let's get into a conversation concerning how SMEs or SMMEs can capitalize on the realities of festive season purchasing. Now, we did speak to Kenneth Mokhabudi, and he was saying one thing that I truly appreciate is that digital literacy is increasing, the internet penetration across the continent is widening, and we're seeing this online shopping experience growing. Now, for entrepreneurs and small businesses across Africa, the festive season isn't just about good vibes and good food. It's prime time for big spending and big opportunities. With that opportunity comes a whole different strategy, if you will, right? You need to stock up, you need to market smart, you need to manage stuff, you need to keep cash flow from going into the December disappearing act. And so joining us this evening to help us unpack how SMMEs can capitalize on this particular kind of spend during the festive season is Willem, who is an entrepreneurial thinking expert, but also the winner of the Startup Coach of the Year 2025. Good, sir. Welcome to African Diaries again. This time you come with a different caliber. Yes? Tell me about the award for a bit.
So that was quite nice. You know, there is an element in the voting of the public, but I think that counts for a third. The rest is all the judges. So they looked at it, and on the 17th of November, I was crowned Startup Coach of the Year by the African Startup Ecosystem Builder Awards. So I'm very happy. You know, it's recognition of the work that I do on the ground here in Africa, but also up in corporates, and just the practicality of what I do.
Willem, I mean, apart from this award, I think I was having a conversation with you this afternoon, and you were telling me about your wins thus far, right? With a few individuals that you have assisted, and they're seeing really good results. The idea is that whoever listens to this conversation should be equipped with enough to think bigger for the festive season, right? So let's start there. We were talking about digitalizing your business and how it doesn't work in the same fashion for everyone. What's your take on that?
Well, digitization that's a very broad term. So you can go into an online shop, you can go into an e-commerce platform. It could even bring it down to having a shop front on your WhatsApp. As simple as that. Don't think it's very big. I think in the previous interview I said to you, you know, back in the day, fire was technology.
Yes.
You know, so that's a start. So you don't have to go the full stack or anything else. But I want to warn people about technology. A lot of people think technology will unlock this for me. Technology will bring customers to me, and I just have to flip the switch and they will come. And then they don't come, because you misunderstand technology. Technology is a facilitator of value. Where I used to do business with you, you give me cash, I give you the product or deliver the service. Now that is facilitated through a technology, be it an online shopping platform, your own platform, or through a mobile platform. So that's that. So you have to understand, if you haven't created the market, then it's not really going to work for you. If you haven't created something that already sells, that you know how to sell, you're going to struggle online.
So, Willem, one place that I think everyone is trying to capitalize on technology's advancements on is marketing. Yes. So I want to say I sell pens, right? And I want to now market my pens on every social media platform, because that's what brands are doing. And I go and I put up posts on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, and whatever have you. Just before we started this conversation, you said that Facebook posts is not marketing. Tell me why you say that.
The first thing I tell people is avoid social media marketing. Completely.
Okay.
But not for always. There's a reason in the beginning. So if you have a new product, new service, a new business, and you haven't spoken face to face in a B2B fashion, belly to belly, with at least 30 or 50 potential customers, then you shouldn't market online. Why am I saying that? There's a great reason for that. Because when I engage with customers, I can see what words make your eyes light up and what makes you tune out. But I also start to learn what are the words and sentences and phrases that make you buy.
Sure.
And once I have that information and I understand what makes you excited, what makes you buy, then you take that to an online environment. Because otherwise you're just going to go like, hi, I do pens. Okay? Pens for what? And that's something else I want to, that you said, I want to market everywhere.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Okay.
So if you everything to everybody, you're nothing to nobody. That is a classic old line, and it rings true. So if you look at how you market things differently. So if you look at my book, Side Hustle Success, a low-cost, low-risk way to make more money in 5 easy steps, I will market one thing specifically to single mothers. Yes. Single mothers, how to start a second income without sacrificing quality of time with your kids.
Sure.
Or how to still have a good life with your kids without risking all your finances. Or I go to a husband and go like, how to start a successful second income without risking your financial future.
Sure.
Okay? And you can tweak that specifically to a market, and you need to talk to that. If you're going to do, let's say, pens, okay? Pens for what? Okay, is it going to a voting station? Where is it going? So now you can go pens to write out your Christmas cards in the most beautiful, and this is a beautiful color pen. But then January you go, it's pens for back to school, and we sell it in packs of 5, 10 and 15 or something like that. So speak to a need, because your customer needs to see where you fit in. If I say to you, Shayla, to use the side hustle book thing, why did you start a side hustle? Like, I don't know. If I go, Shayla, why didn't you start a side hustle to create more income so you're financially secure and geared for January without risking your financial stability at the moment?
Sure.
Now I've got your attention.
Yeah.
Because now you see where it fits in.
Willem, this is why you won that award.
Thank you very much.
The voice there of Willem Gous. He is a coach, clearly, startup coach when it comes to businesses, but also an entrepreneurial thinking expert who joins us on the line this evening. In actual fact, in studio, and we're talking about how to capitalize on the festive season splurging that we see across the continent and the world over. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we continue conversations. Remember, you can send through your questions. Find us on WhatsApp +27 63406 9126.
Africa Speaks on African Diaries with Shayla Ndikumana.
21 after 11 p.m. Central African time, we are looking at how small to medium businesses can capitalize on the festive season splurge. And joining us is award-winning startup business coach. He's also an entrepreneurial thinking expert. That is Willem Gous, and he's here in studio. Willem, I was telling you, I was trying to write down notes, you know, especially when it came to the bringing context to the need. I think a lot of us think that if I start selling something as fundamental as bread, it should boom because everyone needs bread. So why would people say no to bread? But you now turning the page over to bring a different light to it, which is there's too much bread for you to think that I would buy just from you, first of all. But also, what's the context? How important is it for us to draw into context? And I say this because there are needs that people think that it doesn't matter how you market the business, people will buy anyway because they just need it. Example, water.
Toilet paper.
That's even. That's better. That's actually a better one. People just believe that, listen, if I start a toilet paper business, then I don't need to market because people need toilet paper.
Yeah, but also now look at, you get single ply, almost see-through ply. That's so, and then you get up to 3-ply.
Yes.
So if it's so, everybody wants the same thing, why do we have so many different products?
Sure.
Because now I might have sensitive cheeks in a manner of speaking, and I want the 3-ply. I'm being cheeky now.
I can hear that. I can hear that.
But and there again is the context. How do you want to go?
Sure.
When you go.
Yes. Do you want to go in comfort or not?
Yes. Or with paper cuts.
Oh my gosh. Let's keep it stepping. We were talking about how businesses can capitalize in this festive season. I love how you equate business to a relationship. The examples you always make draw us back to how would you talk to somebody? How would you treat someone? How do you treat yourself? And then these overflow into business. During the December festive season, you too want to rest, Willem, no?
I don't know.
No?
I don't have time for that.
You don't
I would love to.
Explain to me for 10, 12, and 16.3 marks, because we had a clip that said the same, where entrepreneurs are not supposed to be resting now.
No, that I disagree with.
Okay.
So you need to rest and need to recharge. I know a few entrepreneurs who were burning the midnight oil 7 days a week, and then one day they said, stuff it. They maxed out their credit cards. They took a month-long holiday. When they came back, their business turned around because they had clarity of thought.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
But that said, when the cow stands still, you got to milk. And December, the cow is standing still.
Yeah.
So I can go like, I'll milk her in January, and then you go January and she's not there. So when the cow stands still, you got to milk and you're going to work.
That's fair.
Okay, so when opportunity knocks, work. When it's not, recharge and take some time off. It's very important.
Yeah. And how, you coach entrepreneurs through the process of establishing successful businesses, and there has to be a work-life balance. And I do think to an extent that with entrepreneurship, people almost intertwine their lives into what they do, so much so that you don't know when you're resting. You're always selling your business.
I'm not a big fan of work-life balance because it insinuates one is good and one is bad.
Okay.
Yeah, which one? Is it the family or the business? The family think it's the business, and you think the family is trying to kill my business.
Okay. Yeah.
I see it as work-life integration. Okay, so your work will be the bulk of your life. So I see business as a platform for self-exploration and personal development. That's why I've had many businesses where I explored myself. So if you're a chef and you want to express that, that is your platform through which you do it. And that brings joy to your life, which brings joy to the family. Unless the business bit doesn't bring joy anymore. Then you might think about breaking up with it. It's okay to break up with a business.
Yeah.
You've broken up with bad relationships and your life is better today.
Yes.
It's even better when you let go with a bad business, because that takes your time, attention, sanity, and cash.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay. And so for individuals who are thinking to themselves, I'm going to capitalize, or I've been trying to capitalize in this last quarter, because we see spends picking up from October already, right? And they're saying, I'm not seeing the growth I expected. What are some of the tips that you would give them in order to change how they look at their offering so that they can maximize on it?
Well, the first thing I'm going to ask them is, how many people are you talking to? Because the one thing, so I've worked with thousands of township entrepreneurs. I've coached hundreds of entrepreneurs on incubation programs and established businesses. And I work with much bigger businesses as well. And one thing that I found almost every business owner has is they're consistently inconsistent.
Oh, wow.
Yes. They're consistently inconsistent. So here's the thing. So if we had a 5-month-old baby here,
okay,
and I give it a bottle and I feed it and it's full and I burp it, and I go like, okay, that's fine. It's Thursday night, I'll give it food again on Monday. Would you do that? No, because it's not going to be good for the baby. Okay, we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But here's the thing is, so many of us give our business a little bit of marketing, a little bit of sales, once or twice a week, and we're like, I don't know why my baby is dying. And you're like, well, because you're not feeding it.
Yeah.
Have you noticed it doesn't matter what happens if you have a baby in the house? You can get fired, the house can burn down, there can be whatever, the baby will get fed. Okay, but we go, I'll do sales next week. And then next week you go, I'll do it next week. And so you got to feed the baby.
Yeah.
And if you're not feeding the baby consistently, so my question to that thing is, I'm not seeing the growth. What are you doing differently? Where are you actively reaching out more to customers? The fact that people are spending doesn't mean that they're looking for you to throw money at you. That is the assumption that a lot of people, no, people are spending, so they should come to me. Really? Why? I see no reason. But you need to have that conversation with me in order for me to buy from you.
Sure. So we have asked the question, what are you doing differently? What else are we trying to, what I'm trying to establish is almost like an arc of kinds that I can turn to look at to say, have I got this in check? Yes. Do I have that in check? Yes. Okay. And now my business is going to, I'll see what will come from it with my efforts.
Okay. That's a very good thing. So number one is look at the context.
Yeah.
Are you contextually marketing your stuff or just throwing stuff at people? Okay. If you have a holiday home, go like, I have the sea. No. Spend quality time with your family at the coast and fall in love with your wife again.
Yeah.
Get to know your kids. Something like that. Okay?
Yeah.
Second of all, are you consistent in talking to customers? WhatsApp, email, phone, having connection with them. What are you actively doing to get more customers in? Have you noticed people advertise more during the season? Yeah, so they want to grab your money to them. So if you don't actively work at it, it's not going to work. So context, consistency in reaching out to customers. And just posting on Facebook is not, because you don't control it. Focus on the actions that you can control. I can control how many phone calls I make. I can control how many WhatsApps and emails I send in a day.
Yeah.
And if you focus on that, you should be fine. And then you need to look at, okay, how can I find ways to facilitate doing business with my customer? Now, a lot of people look at, okay, I need a payment system, mobile payment system. And there's a lot out there, but a lot of them require that you need to buy a device. And I have a device. It's really nice. But I found a few payment, if you have an Android phone and it has near field, you can tap your credit card. Now, you just install the payment app on your phone and people can tap their card and there we go. And you don't have to have that upfront cost, but now you can accept electronic payments. And I think usually these companies pay out once or twice a week. You can set it that they pay you the day thereafter. You pay more fees, but all of those things you can start using and start exploring in other channels, and then look at partnerships. Whom can you work with? So if you have a salon, go and get a beautician, somebody who does nails and makeup and everything else. So combine things with each other, work together, because you share customers and you can offer them a special offer or something like that. Okay? And bundle things. Create me a Christmas bundle. Make it nice. Now for Christmas, bundle more present for your money. Okay, now that same bundle in January is I help you to save money in January to get to February.
I want to talk about January for a moment.
January.
Because I think everybody worries. However, businesses are still making money. They're still making a profit. because January is the start of the I want to say financial year, but the year begins in January. Businesses are back up and running. You're going to work again. The children are going to school again. There is another bulk of things that is needed in January that people will go ahead and purchase. How can businesses also capitalize on that end? Because I feel like people slow down in January. Like even when you walk into a store, there are less people who are servicing you in January than in December.
Yeah, absolutely. But you have to, again, it's contextual. So in December, it's presents. What are you giving? So it has a wide range of stuff. But in January, it's different. It's back to school, getting school clothes, getting back to the office, getting these things in place and shape and everything else. Now we need a ride service for the kids because we have to leave for the office early. So it shifts a little bit, and ask yourself, how might I adapt to this?
Yeah.
So if you have a salon, it's like, look beautiful for your Christmas parties and everything else. Now, January, you go, okay, back to school, need to get the kids looking decent again, so bring them in for haircuts, and let's get that office haircut back again. Yeah, that weird dye that I put in December, and we go back to neutral color again.
And lastly, Willem, when it comes to the context of the African continent, what are some of the trends that you have picked up? And I don't want to get into the negative of it, because I think we've talked much about how entrepreneurs are essentially failing themselves. What are some of the positive things that you've picked up about the space of entrepreneurship? People starting businesses, people digitalizing their business in context as well.
I see a lot of wins. There's a lot of potential out there. If you want to see wins, it's about, excuse me, once people start seeing that it's easy to make money, that they can make money, that's when their mind expands. So to give you a case in point, the one guy in my program now, he has this photography business. And into the program, he did the same amount of money in 6 days than he did in the previous 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Purely because they started taking consistent action, and when they started making more money, that led to more action, and that led to that. So the potential is there. And one thing that I see a lot in my class is Ubuntu. People go like, wow, let me help you there. I sell at that market. Why don't you come and get this or share my store with me? You can test the market, and if you like it, next weekend you can hire your own stall, or we can keep sharing. So now people start sharing things. I have this contact. Oh, you do nails. I do braids. Okay, let's do stuff together. Let's create things. Or people go like, I don't know. I want to start another business. Well, I do achar. Why don't you buy achar and you sell it on that side? And so, and that's beautiful for me. And it's not that typical. Oh, everything is mine. So that's beautiful when people start taking action. It leads to more if you get the results, but also sharing. You know, that's the beauty of it. And one thing that I've seen, a lot of people go like, you know, I'm doing more for my kids now, and they can see that they're building a better future for their children.
Sure. Willem, we're going to end off on an entrepreneurial thinking note, and I want us to, we talk about this every single time you're in studio. There is a way you liken business to personal development. In actual fact, you even went on to say that every pursuit in business is an exploration of self. I want us to get down to that fundamental again. For somebody who's saying, I want to start a business, but I feel so confused. You know, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to dip my fingers in. I almost feel uncertain because there's a lot that I can offer, but I don't know how and where to start. I think let's bring it down to that relationship context where it's between you and this person having a conversation. And when there's an interest, there's then a pursuit.
Well, let's look at the personal development side. Like I said before, entrepreneurship is 10% business, 90% personal development. Okay. If you don't know where to start, you're confused in everything else. Okay. and you're going to watch another video on how to start a business. You're going to watch 100 videos and still not start a business.
Yeah.
You have to ask yourself, what's the fear that I have? And how can I make it into the smallest step? So most people think, I need to start something big. No, you don't. You need to start with one customer. And you know what you do when you have that? Get another customer. And when you have them, get another one. Don't tell yourself, okay, I want hundreds of... Just do one deal, see how it goes, do the next one, do the next one. And stay within your comfort zone. Push it a little bit. But the only limit standing between you and starting a business is your limiting beliefs, and your belief that you can't, and your belief that you need funding, and your belief that you need access to marketing. Like, those are all lies that you're telling to yourself. Yes.
Sure. The voice there of award-winning startup business coach of the year 2025, Willem Gous. He's also an entrepreneurial thinking expert, and he joined us here in studio. Willem, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was insightful. It was fruitful. I'm probably going to watch this video 10 times because I need it.
I love it.
Let's get into a quick break, and then we break into music.